Hello, and welcome to the Reselling Report for today, Wednesday, May 27th, 2020. I'm your host, Ann Eckhart, and every weekday morning I upload the Reselling Report here to YouTube to update you on the day's retail and e-commerce news, including the latest from eBay, Amazon, Etsy, and Poshmark. If you haven't done so already, I hope you'll subscribe. And now let's get on with today's show. Well, happy Wednesday, everyone, halfway through the week. Although after Memorial Day weekend, I'm confused as to what day it is. And it will be like that probably until next week as more and more things start to open up across the country with stores and restaurants and now even some entertainment venues. More people are out and about. I hope you are staying safe. I did want to talk about a question I got on the in the comments of the last show. Somebody asking about staying safe at garage sales. Of course, we've been talking about staying safe when you're in retail stores and you're thrifting, whether at regular Goodwills or at the bins. And of course, wearing a mask, social distancing 6 feet from people, and of course, using hand sanitizer, washing your hands. Those are the three things that are the best things that you can do to protect yourself and to protect others. Of course, it only works if other people are wearing masks and staying 6 feet away from you. But yeah. A lot of retail stores are implementing plexiglass shields at checkout, using markers on the floors to enforce social distancing. But what are we going to do at garage sales, estate sales, tag sales, rummage sales, whatever they are called in your neck of the woods? And it's probably going to fall down to personal responsibility. Going when there's not a huge crowd so that you can maintain that 6 feet of distance, wearing a mask. Not everybody's wearing a mask can be problematic, but you wearing a mask at least gives you some protection. Again, you wear a mask to protect other people wear a mask to protect you. It's great if everybody's wearing a mask, but let's face it, there's no enforcement of this or in most public places. So it's likely if you do go to garage sales, you're going to encounter people who aren't wearing a mask. You need to wear a mask. Try to stay 6 feet away from people and make sure that you have plenty of hand sanitizer, hand wipes in your car so that you can wipe up between sales. I would also say make sure you have lots of exact change with you. So lots of dollar bills and coins. Of course, when you go to retail stores, they're trying to encourage contactless payment, but you can't really pay with a credit card or debit card at a garage sale. So making sure that you don't have to fiddle around with waiting for change, I think would be something to do. Again, it just so that you're not touching another person, right? You could wear gloves at each sale. Now, again, I would say personally that if you're going to wear gloves, you would change them out after every sale and make sure that you take them off correctly so you're not contaminating yourself. So before you go into a garage sale, put on a mask, put on some disposable gloves, go in, get to what you're going to get, put it in the car, throw the gloves in a little garbage bag in your car, and still use hand sanitizer after that. And that can be something that you do. I think you just want to take the same precautions you would inside a store, but recognizing the fact that it's going to be difficult if you're going to individuals' houses and you're just outside in the public. But just do as much as you can to protect yourself. Mask, 6 feet apart, lots of hand sanitizer, and I think disposable gloves in between every sale and putting on a new pair when you go in. I don't think that's a bad idea. But if you've already been out to the garage sales, flea markets, if they've been going on in your area, definitely let me know your tips and tricks for staying safe when you're outsourcing at garage sales. Definitely comment below. Turning now to the reselling sites themselves, today we're going to start with eBay. If you go over to the eBay for Business Facebook page, there's a new check-in with Marnie Levine, a little 5-minute video where she talks about traffic and eBay's upcoming advertising campaigns, managed payments, and planning for a 25th anniversary virtual event. So if you want to go over and listen to that, again, it's only 5 minutes, so it's nothing groundbreaking, but that's the latest update from the eBay for Business Facebook page. If you are a UK eBay seller, there is a new post over on the announcements section of your site that says eBay delivery by pack link rates and service updates. It says from the 9th of June 2020. They put the dates different than they do here in America. So I'm like 9 June 2020. Where are the nice commas? June 9th, comma, 2020. Anyway, pack link label postage rates will increase when purchased from eBay delivery powered by pack link. So if you're in the UK, I suppose you understand what that means. I don't. I don't know what pack link is, but apparently you're getting a rate increase. So yay. But that's for the UK sellers. Also, eBay is now continuing to guarantee delivery during the pandemic. According to a post over on the e-commerce Bytes blog, eBay will continue its guaranteed delivery program during the pandemic, according to an eBay executive on Thursday. During an eBay for Business podcast, Jim Griff read aloud the following question submitted by a seller. Will guaranteed delivery be removed on listings during the pandemic? Stuart Reichenbach, the senior director of North American Shipping, replied, guaranteed on time, the majority of our items are bought today are still arriving within the time frame that we've specified to buyers. We're going to continue to use the eBay guaranteed delivery logo because we want to show buyers where we absolutely know that can happen. With that said, based on the changes that are taking place with the networks and as we work closely with the carriers, we're going to restrict the number of items that see guaranteed delivery. So it'll still be there, but at this point, the frequency with which buyers will see it will be reduced. In order for listings to be eligible for guaranteed delivery, they must meet the certain requirements, including same-day or one-day handling time, stating eligible carrier services in listings, and adding a postal code to the item location. eBay explains on its help page, if a fast and free item arrives late, even though you met the stated handling time, eBay will remove any negative or neutral feedback left by the customer regarding late delivery. We will also provide the buyer recompense. There's a new word. Why don't they just say buyer compensation? Recompense for their inconvenience. It also states we will not protect against late shipment defects, and a seller's listing can be deactivated from the program if they fall below the performance requirements. We reserve the right to rescind this seller benefit at any time. So I am not in the guaranteed delivery, the fast and free section where you have to ship within one business day. Even though I typically do ship within one business day, I change my listings to 2 business days because it's just too much of a stress to feel like, well, if an order comes in at 11:49 p.m., do I got to get out of bed and ship it? So I'm not doing that right now, but if you are still having some protection, again, as long as you just have your tracking and everything updated onto eBay's site, shows that you did your part, eBay will back you up if the item is delayed, especially now during the COVID pandemic with a lot of carriers being slammed with more online orders to deliver than ever. If you like to do local sales and have buyers pay through PayPal before picking up their item, just a heads up that you can accept payments quickly via PayPal using QR codes for touch-free payments. So a lot of people are doing local sales, but doing contactless exchange, so putting things on porches, and then people pick up their item, leave their money. But you can now use a QR code to have customers pay right at your doorstep. So how they use the QR codes says, we've put together a few suggestions for how you can use QR codes to sell your products and services. Whether the use case, remember to ask your customer to show you their purchase confirmation. Post a QR code in your store window. So if you have a physical storefront, obviously, but if you're at home, you could print a QR code that's specific to the business and put it in your store window. You can post a QR code at the point of sale, again, in your store, or you could put it right outside your window or your porch. Attach a QR code to deliveries or the packages themselves. So again, you can have a code printed out on an item that somebody is picking up from you on your porch, and they can then do a scan and pay you right then and there. You can also collect tips for your services. If you run a business that relies on tips, you can do that as well, and then goes through how to generate a QR code. So yeah, if you don't want to deal with dealing with cash, you like the contactless, not only delivery and exchange of products, but also contactless payment, the QR codes from PayPal could be an option for you. Turning now to Poshmark, they continue to promote their AM to PM series over on their YouTube channel, and they actually just bumped up Jack and Ryan's videos. So Flipped Thrift and Ryan Thrift Finds. You guys know them as Jack and Ryan. They actually live here in my area, and they have been over to my house. I've seen them out at the thrift stores. I was so hoping that they could bring their pug, Mike, over to meet Teddy. And shortly after I got Teddy, of course, the pandemic, closed everything down. So that was a super bummer. But their pug, Mike, has met Charlie before, so that was fun. But anyway, if you want to go over and catch up on the AM to PM series over on Poshmark's YouTube channel, you can do that. And because you guys know I like to see what's going over on the Poshmark Reddit forum, there's a new post that is titled, "Why do I always see the wrong sizes in my size feed? Does anyone else experience this? It's been years now. Please fix this, Poshmark." So this poster writes, "I'm a size 3X in Eileen Fisher. I have a brand selected and my size set, which is just 3X. However, I constantly see small, medium, large, etc. in my feed for this brand. Why? It's not rocket science. These items are actually marked their correct sizes. Why are they showing up in my 3X feed? Does anyone else see this kind of issue?" And of course, a lot of people do. It's definitely a problem on Poshmark. Their search engine feature isn't really up to speed, and it is hard to find anything, whether it's by brand or size. But let me know when you're shopping on Poshmark. Do you have these issues? Do you have your size set, but you see every other size? Definitely let me know in the comments below. Here's a funny story regarding Etsy. There is a post on the forward.com website that's titled, "Etsy vendor who doesn't know Yiddish accidentally sells NYC Crotch face mask." A vendor on the e-commerce site Etsy wanted to sell face masks that said NYC Strong in Yiddish, but the final product said NYC Crotch instead. The vendor, Tees Go Bling, based in Wyoming, offers dozens of glittery face mask designs for sale, including images of the American flag and the Disney logo, as well as slogans to support various cities like Detroit Strong and Chicago Strong. The trouble began when they tried to sell an NYC Strong mask using the Yiddish word for strong. But while Yiddish is written right to left, like Hebrew, the Yiddish letters in the translation to strong were printed left to right, meaning that anyone looking at it the correct way would read it backwards as crotch. The proprietor of Tees Go Bling, who goes by Sue, wouldn't it be Sue who goes by Tees Go Bling? Anyway, said that she had never done a Yiddish mask before. "I knew there is a huge Jewish community in New York, and I wanted to offer something for them." But would-be customers quickly alerted her to the error. "Anyone wearing this mask in Williamsburg or Borough Park will get laughed at all the way to the Bronx," said one user. Sue took the masks down, but later returned them to the online store after others messaged her saying they wanted to buy the mask anyway. "I was stunned by the demand over something that is spelled wrong. My family had a good laugh over it, and I thought I will never add anything up again in a language I am unfamiliar with." The NYC Crotch mask is available for $15 plus shipping costs on Etsy, with 4 mask colors and 17 different glitter variations. So very funny, but in these times, whether it's correct or it turns out to be funny, there seems to be a market for everything, including NYC Crotch face masks. Speaking of face masks, lots of brands are producing face masks during this time, including Adidas. And according to a post on the yahoo.com website that's titled, "This $16 Adidas face mask sold out in minutes, and it's now reselling for $60. Yesterday, Adidas released a $16 washable face mask that sold out in minutes on adidas.com. Now a 3-pack is being sold on eBay for $90. While price gouging, especially in the athletic and sneaker market, is nothing new, specific products such as hand sanitizer, disinfectant wipes, and protective equipment have soared during the current pandemic. Adidas announced that for every pack purchased, approximately $2.47 will be donated to Save the Children Global Coronavirus Response Fund. Although the washable face mask isn't medically graded, its sold-out status foreshadows a new market for athletic and other designer brands with a large following. So I've heard of brands, I know Johnny Was did some masks that sold out super fast and are now reselling. So I guess the hot item for resellers now are branded face masks that you can flip for a profit online. Obviously, anybody who is going to pay these kind of prices for a face mask. Now, again, this is what it's being asked. I don't know what it'll sell for, just went up. But these clearly aren't needs. This is more of a want, and now it's a collector's item. Who would have thought 3 months ago that face masks would turn into a hot collectible item? It's just absolutely crazy. And finally, today, Walmart is an e-commerce winner during the pandemic. There's a new article on eMarketer.com that reads, Walmart's U.S. e-commerce sales are expected to rise 44.2% to $41.01 billion this year, a significant bump from 2019's stellar 36.8% growth and an increase from the January 2020 estimate of 27%. With this increase, Walmart will solidify its number 2 spot on the top 10 e-commerce companies list, still far behind Amazon, but pulling further ahead of eBay, which is expected to grow just 3% this year. Thanks to Walmart's prior investments in online grocery delivery and pickup service, the retailer appears to be in a strong position as consumers have increasingly turned to e-commerce and the pandemic. So yeah, further stretching the distance between eBay and the number 3 spot, which it used to be Amazon and eBay were 1 and 2, with Walmart behind, but Walmart has now surpassed eBay even further. So just shows that the major retailers are growing stronger with their e-commerce presence. So it'll be interesting to see what the third-party reselling sites, how they continue to perform as more and more big brands beef up their e-commerce presence to deal with the increase in online shopping due to the pandemic. And that's a wrap on today's show. If you liked it, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and leave me a comment. Again, just saying hello or leaving an emoji really does help with YouTube's algorithm. I appreciate it so much. Check out the show notes below the video for links to the articles I referenced. You can email me your questions or reseller stories. My email is also below. Thank you so much for listening. I will talk to you again tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.